Hello, my name is Tanner Edwards, and I'm here to inform you about genetically modified organisms, or GMOs. GMOs are organisms that are obviously genetically modified to either be better for a specific purpose or to last longer in a growing season. The GMOs that I'm specifically going to be talking about is or soybeans. The GMOs in corn are made so that they can withstand either insect repellents, spraying, or other drought conditions or other different obstacles that occur during a growing season. According to Dr. Campbell, a professor at Truman State, without genetically modified organisms, we would not have the yields or crop potential that we have today. The reason that people are shy of genetically modified organisms is because they think it's bad or it's not worth it. Genetically modified organisms are a must. If we do not have them, we will not get the higher yields that we have now, and we will not be able to feed the country. And the 70% of all of our grain that we grow here goes overseas to help feed people that are less fortunate than us. So we need the genetically modified organisms. They are not bad in any way. The ethics behind it may be a little shaky, but that is not what I'm here to talk about. I'm here to inform you about why we need them. We need them because we have to produce more yields, because we have to feed people. The United States is the #1 crop country in the world. The grain is our #1 export. Without grain, the United States would be a very poor country. We are, as the United States, are just an agricultural company based mostly. We do export other things, but the crop and agriculture is our #1 industry. According to an article in Farmers Weekly magazine, it talked about how we were starting to go back to the original corn because there are new genes in it that we need to reintroduce. One of the genes is a gene that is resistant to corn borer, which is an insect that kills the roots. In the older generation corn, the corn had they modified by themselves to withstand corn borer a little bit better than the new ones we are trying to produce to actually withstand it with the genetically modified. Because we have to crossbreed to get back to the original traits, Dr. Campbell at Truman is also working on doing that. I assisted him last summer in a genetically crossing to try to regain the older genetics of the original corn. Because of this, it takes extensive crossbreeding in order to regain these traits. We have to be able to keep crossbreeding in order to create better crops. The garden size, and by garden I mean the fields or acres that we can plant, is decreasing every day. With the United States population continuing to grow, the cities are taking up the good farm ground. Because the cities are taking up the farm ground, we have to be able to produce more corn in smaller areas. Genetically modified corn allows us to do that. One of the traits is that it can withstand drought. The reason that they introduced that gene is because if we start planting more corn in smaller acreage, the corn plants fight to get the water. If we introduce the gene that withstands drought, then they can share the water more evenly and grow better. Because of all of these different genes that can be introduced into one corn plant, it is very important that we know which ones we can use and which ones we can't. Genetically modified organisms are a must. If we do not have them, we cannot grow the acreage or get the yields out of the acreage in order to feed us and the whole world. That is why we need genetically modified organisms.